Yes. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon if you're in Canada. Good evening if you're in Nigeria and United Kingdom. And good whatever time if you're, out of these time zones. We are back again on today's live show, and my guest is here. So today we're going to be talking about express entry. As much as possible, I want us to, talk things out about the express entry so that we can all gain understanding before we leave this live show. I think that I see people already popping into the studio. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm going to leave my guest to do an introduction of herself, tell us who she is, and we'll take it from there. Good evening, good afternoon, Pelumi. So the floor is
Good
yours. Thank you.
afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelumi Oyegbami. I'm an RCIC. RCIC means Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant. I went to school. I went to the University of British Columbia to get a certificate, and I wrote the federal exam to become an RCIC in 2021. So that's a brief introduction.
Thank
I
you
came to
very,
Canada.
very,
Should I start the next one? No,
yes,
let me wait.
then I would. Yes, thank you. So yes, like we saw on the flyer, my guest today is an immigration consultant, and I want to really say thank you to her again because I know booking a call with her is not free, but she's doing this free just for for humanity's sake, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. I'm really grateful. So yes, she's going to tell us how she herself migrated to Canada before we now kickstart the other questions for her.
Okay, so I came in via the economic route, also known as express entry. So I had to write IELTS first, evaluate my education, and submit first a profile. After surmounting the CRS, almighty CRS score, I got invitation to apply ITA, and then I submitted again. Luckily, I had a sibling in Canada, so I got extra points, and I was approved at the end of 2018, and I came into Canada February of 2019. So I've been
Okay.
here almost 5 years.
Amazing. So you also came in through the express entry pathway.
Yes.
Okay. So let us. So we're going to do today is that I'm going to ask her my questions first. Then, if you have questions, we can drop them in the chat box. But I won't pin them yet. I will only pin the question after we are done with the questions that we have for her. Then she can answer the general question. So that's so that it can be orderly. Otherwise, it's not going to be. Or we're not going to have an orderly meeting today. So I have some questions I prepped for her, which I'm going to. So I know Canada express entry is one of the commonest immigration pathways to Canada. Are there other ways to migrate into Canada that can be highlighted so that we can know more about them?
There are other
Thank
ways. Um, there are other ways to come into Canada. You can come as a visitor and change to another status. You can come in as a permanent resident through express entry. You can also come in through some specialized programs like
Mhm.
AINNP, Atlantic Immigration Program. There's also HCCP, Home Child Care Provider Program. There are many of those specialized programs. There's the agricultural pilot, but many people don't qualify for all those programs. They're very niche. So the general
Mm.
one that we're talking about today is express entry,
Express
based
entry,
on
yes.
having a degree, based on having a work experience and good language ability, being able to pass IELTS to a certain degree, a 7 CLB Canadian language benchmark. But
Mhm.
other ways are provincial nomination as well. Remember provincial nomination? That one, the province would look at your profile. You'll be in the pool already, so it still has a tie to FST somehow,
Yeah.
FSW somehow, because you already have a profile in the pool. The province will look at your profile and nominate you, send you an expression of interest.
Mhm.
That one is also there. Then the most common way people are using now is student visa. So you come in as a student. After you graduate, you get a postgraduate work permit. When you've worked for a year or two, you file for PR. You qualify for express entry. Even if you already qualified before, because you are here and you have a job, you get 200 points extra.
Oh, okay.
So that will push you to the top, and you probably get an invitation to apply faster. So that's why student route is so popular.
Yeah, I think that's also popular. Yeah. So I want
Well,
this. This
sorry, one last thing. Another way to
okay.
come in through sponsorship.
Mhm.
Family can
Sponsor.
sponsor you. Either your parent or your child can sponsor you, or your spouse. If you marry a
Okay.
Canadian PR or citizen. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I want this visitor's visa is part of the question I prepared. But since you mentioned it, maybe we can take it from there. You are not late. Life with us and you're telling you, but you are not late. We just started, and we just started. So I wanted to ask for the visitor's visa before I can come in as a visitor and then change to work permits. What are the crucial things I need to know? Because a lot of people in my DM, some of them are resigned from Nigeria, and then when they come here on visitor's visa, there is no job for them. So I want to ask, what are the crucial things people must know that are really cogent to know before you can say, okay, when I come in as a visitor, I'll change into a work permit.
Okay, you need to know if your career or your NOC, your National Occupational Classification, job you're
Mhm.
coming to do here is either LMIA exempt or LMIA needed. So if you need an LMIA, it's going to be tougher for you because companies nowadays, when they get approval for LMIA, they're very selective on who they give it to.
Mhm.
Not because you want it or you can pay for it. No, you must actually qualify for it. So that's one. Then if it's an LMIA exempt role, it's even easier for you. All you need to do is just have the right certification or qualification that they need and interview properly. You get an LMIA. But there's no promise because luck might be for you, luck might be against you. That's why people are not advised to come in through that visitor route. It's really for people that are already here and are looking for a way to change. It's an option for them, but it's also not guaranteed. So some of them don't change into work permits. Some of them don't successfully change into work permits. Some change into students.
Okay. So
So you
they need to first check their NOC to see if
yes,
is a job that
yes. You have to
requires.
determine what the LOC is, determine whether it needs an LMIA, and job hunt like your life depends on it. Whether you are
Exactly.
here, whether you are here or outside Nigeria, start job hunting. Have some
Mm-hmm.
leads, and if you
Yeah.
do come,
Mm-hmm.
search for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are lucky enough to get a job, you can go to the border and flagpole.
Okay. So because I have this notion in my head that if they are going to ever be able to change from a visitor's visa to a work permit visa
Mm.
or work permit, they will still need that job that has an LMIA. So I want to believe that is also correct. Like that information is
Yes.
correct.
You need a job that has an LMI or a job that is already LMI exempt by its nature. Some
Oh,
people
okay.
are
LMIA exempt.
yeah.
Okay. So the ones that
So
are exempt, I don't need that LMIA document. I can get the job and use that
once you can
job.
get the job offer, you can get the work permit. And it's not
Okay, so
just any job, right? You know what I mean? Like for example, if you were baking in cakes and creams in Nigeria and you come here on a visitor visa and you're lucky enough to get a baker LMIA, is most likely going to be
Mhm.
LMIA, labor market impact assessment. It's a
Yeah.
document that the government issues to a company that they can hire a foreign worker.
Mhm.
So if you're a foreign worker and you're looking for a job and the job needs an LMIA, you have to find a company who already has an LMIA. It's not when they want to hire you that will be applying. They will have already applied for it because they're
Mm.
looking for a foreign worker because they're telling the government that they couldn't find a Canadian to do that job.
Mhm. Okay. So I hope we understand that and if we are just joining us, we just spoke about LMIA, work permit, visitors permit, so you can catch a replay because I don't think we want to really move and move like that. So I'm coming, please. I have my question somewhere and I don't know. I've been trying to really, I can't get it. Trying to really get it out. Do we have any question we can answer? We're not talking about AHS today, Vala. What happens if you have an existing EU profile and have applied to AHS with a pre route? So, and again, with an EE profile deny you visitor approval. I think we can
No,
answer. I think she can answer
let me
this.
answer that question. Yeah. So what she's asking is because her intent is double now, permanent residence and temporary residence, you're allowed to have double intent. Having an
Okay.
having an express entry profile shows that you want to migrate, but while you're still waiting
Mhm.
on that, you're allowed to apply for a temporary resident, which is a visitor visa. It's not going to
So
affect it negatively.
okay, so it doesn't affect each other. Okay. So for the express entry, what are the basic must know or must have? So if I say I want to start express entry today, what are the things I must know or I must have to even create a profile or to even start at all?
Okay, so there's many moving parts to express entry, but they're also sequential. The first two that you need to do or have is IELTS, a score above 7, or a score with band 7, because reading, writing, listening, speaking, they don't all carry equal weight. If you're curious to know the weight, go online and write CLB, Canadian Language Benchmark 7. It will tell you the minimum score you need to have in each category. So once you have your IELTS and you evaluate your education, to evaluate your education, you use a body. I think the nursing body has a special body. Then other
Yes.
people have.
So for nursing, if you have a bachelor's, use WES. But if you don't have a bachelor's, if you have RNRM and all this post basic, use ICAS or ISIS.
IELTS, okay. So
So those are,
your
yeah.
education, you get something called an education credential assessment. With the ECA number and your IELTS score, you enter into the pool. Other things to have or to start working upon while you're doing your IELTS and WES, start getting your proof of fund. That's the most important thing. There's a certain amount of money you must have based on the family composition. If it's just you, it's about 13,000 or 14,000 something. For every additional person, it's plus 2,005 or 3,000. It keeps going up. If you're a family of 5, it's higher. You understand? So once you have your proof of fund, you've done your IELTS, you've done your WES, you get your birth certificates ready, you get ready for a medical test, you have proof of your job that the work experience you are claiming. You must have an employment reference letter. What else? There's many things that you have to have, but it's attainable. So once you have all this documentation and you are finally invited to apply, that is when you submit an application that takes 4 to 6 months to process. So those are the things that you need to consider. Yeah, proof of fund, your IELTS, your WES,
Your
police
evaluation.
clearance. Sorry, I forgot to say that police clearance certificate.
Is
You need that as well. Yeah.
Okay, yes. So for people that do not, they are new to the channel or they are new to Express Entry, they want to know how to create a profile and then go from there. How do one actually create a profile?
Okay.
Is there a
The
site
first,
I have to visit?
the first step is to go to Canada.ca. When you go to
Canada.
Canada.ca, yes, just a website, Canada.ca. You click on immigration. Then
Okay.
Canada.ca. Then you see immigration or IRCC or immigration. Then you see visit, study, work, immigrate. You click immigrate. Then the first thing there is express entry. It has so much information. What is express entry? Who qualifies for express entry? How to go about it? Then create a profile too is there. You can create a profile, but you can't create a profile without your IELTS and your WES. So you have to start.
Okay.
You have to start by getting your IELTS done. You get your results in 2 weeks. Or alternative to IELTS, it's not compulsory that you write IELTS because I hear that there's 2 more exams now in Nigeria. There is CELPIP. Let me
Yeah.
write it down. CELPIP. CELPIP is about the same price. It's not about cost. It's more about the variety of the way the questions are. It's also listening, speaking, reading, writing. But people are saying here that it is easier to pass CELPIP than IELTS. But I can't guarantee that information. But I've heard that it's easier to pass CELPIP than IELTS. But IELTS is not a difficult exam. The exam itself is testing beyond English. It's testing your reasoning ability, it's testing your listening, it's testing so many things. So if you're going to write IELTS, don't just wake up and write it. Spend at least 3 weeks preparing
Yeah.
for the exam. Prepare very hard for it because it's not just simply English. It's testing many things. The writing is very technical. So it's important. You wrote it now, sis, you wrote it.
Yes, I wrote IELTS academic when I landed in Canada for my
Okay.
licensure. But for
Okay.
licensure now, you don't need to write IELTS anymore. That was then because a lot of things have changed when it comes to nursing licensure. But for me, I wrote because my husband sponsored me to Canada, so I didn't write IELTS general. So I wrote IELTS academic when I landed in Canada just to get my nursing licensure to become a Canadian RN. So this person is saying, must a nurse pass IELTS and NCLEX before coming through visitors visa? Well, for nurses, I would say that if you can afford it, it is safer. Because remember, if you're coming as a visitor, you're coming to jump on for jobs that have LMIA. So if I have LMIA and I want to give you, and you cannot start working for me as a nurse immediately, why am I sponsoring
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Why am I sponsoring? Why am I giving you my LMIA document? So
Can
you
you
have
write
to
in
prepare.
Nigeria or Ghana? Can you write this in Nigeria or only Ghana?
NCLEX, you can't write in Nigeria. I think the earliest is in South Africa. There's another center maybe in Ghana. I'm not too sure. But you
I
can't
thought
in
about
Nigeria, no,
Ghana.
you can't write in Nigeria yet. But you can travel out to write it in UK, Philippines, South Africa, and
Yes,
to
express entry.
so
Let me answer this question about age. I won't call it a limit, but it is a limit actually because For every year above 30 that you are, you lose about 5 to 6 points. So they'll get to an age that you will not have enough points because of your age, like 46, 47, 48, 49. It won't be helpful. So if you are young now, just take advantage and key into it. Because even besides the age, Canada policies change every time. They might just come in and say they're modifying express entry, and this age is no more applicable. So we know right now that they favor the younger ages. We know.
Okay. So I hope this person got the response. Please, everybody, as you're coming into the studio, we have close to 70 people already in the studio. Like the video. That's the only reason and the only way that YouTube will show this content to other people that are interested. So please like the video as you're entering into the studio. Let me see if there's another question we can take before I. We have said this several times without number. Me particularly, I've said it several times. Because you're a nurse does not mean that you are not, you are a RCC does not categorize people because they are nurses or doctors or because you're a pharmacist. Express entry is express entry. You apply, but I know there is something about the NOC, which I'm not too vast about. I'll leave the consultant to explain that to us. But I do know that nurses can come in via the express entry. You can come in via the study pathway. You can come in via visitor visa. Because you're a nurse does not necessarily put you in a special place. The only thing is, I know there is also professional-based express entry draw that they do recently now when they call doctors and nurses. And but I'll leave the consultant to give us a response on the NOC.
Let me answer Ebonish. You already have a job and you're in Canada, and the job is an LMIA job. It should give you 50 or 200 points, depending on the category of the job. So just check what your tier is. Is either 50 points or 200 points. Rashmi says, I have IELTS West, registered nurse in India, preparing for NCLEX. She has already also filled an express entry profile. Can you apply for visitor? Yes, you can apply for visitor. I answered this earlier. You can apply for visitor whether you have an express entry profile or not, because you're allowed to have dual intent, temporary and permanent intent to come to Canada.
Consultant, to clarify this one, that one that spoke about, let me look for the comment again so that we can clarify it. This one, no, not this one. Yes. I mean about the job specification. Does that affect your express entry, like being a nurse, being a doctor, being a vet, being a social worker? Does it have anything to do with immigration intent to Canada?
It doesn't. You can be in the pool as an applicant, not yet, a pre-applicant, not yet invited to apply while you're applying for your visitor status. But that's not the question this Ebony is asking. She's asking about the points she will get for having a job offer or a job.
No, I'm saying I wanted us to just I think we answered Ebonish already, or you want us to still bring out? So I wanted us to just talk about being a nurse or being a doctor or being a social worker or being a Yoruba teacher or agricultural teacher.
As long as you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4, your NOC has to fall in one, or tier 0. Your NOC has to fall in one of those. And I'm sure most careers fall in those, except if they are trade, like carpenter, plumber. Those ones are different, treated differently. But skilled workers are going to be treated together in one, they're going to be accepted.
Okay, so at what point does the NOC come in during the application? At what point does NOC code and I know there's an NOC code and number. Okay. At what point does it come?
The NOC code, to me, I think is when the provinces are really, really looking for PNP candidates. Okay. Then they're able to select a set of NOCs and invite them specially to their provinces. For express entry, once you have one of the qualifying NOCs, it's just all you need. But the specificity of it, if we're both in Alberta now, and if Alberta says they need nurses, you just take the NOCs for nurses and invite them. Okay. That's where it's really cool.
That's where it is cogent, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm an RN, I got a job in Nova Scotia, but they said they are not offering immigration support. Your best shot is to get into the express entry pool.
Yes. Tell them to give you a job offer letter. Once you're able to prove that you have that job offer letter, it will add extra 200 points if it's genuine. So first of all, go and write out your do you have what's her name?
Okay,
Jennifer. If you have IELTS and you have your ECA done, get into the pool, submit the job offer as well. It will give you 200 points to move you to the top. Next time they are doing a draw. You get ITA invitation
Okay,
to
so
apply.
for the job offer consultant, does it are there specific companies that they give preference to, or any company can give me job offer and I can use it in the pool?
It has to be a registered company that has filed taxes
Okay.
and is recognized as, like, they are registered. The file taxes,
Okay.
they've been running for some time,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, then they can give a job offer. Canadian
Okay.
company. Let's answer Oluwaseyi Paul. What
Where
are
is
the
Oluwaseyi? I wanted to. Okay.
chances of applying for masters, applying with masters for EE? I can't say your chances are good or not because there are many factors that go into it. Besides your masters, your IELTS is important, your age is important, your work experience is important, whether or not you have a sibling in Canada, whether or not you know French. So your masters will give you some extra points, but it's not enough to say because you have a masters, then you have 100% chance. It will just improve your chances. It will improve whatever your chances were before you got your masters. I would advise you to take your IELTS very seriously, and if you have the capacity to learn French, that would also help.
Yes.
There was a
So
draw.
about okay.
Wait, are
Yeah.
you aware there was a draw yesterday?
Yes.
365 CRS, 365. As long as you have French on your profile, you have 365, they invited 7,000 people. So Canada is very interested in French speakers, English, sorry, bilingual and French
Ingwa.
speakers. Yeah, 365. That was very surprising to me.
This express entry we're talking about. You do express entry now. I don't think express entry really puts all this into consideration or
When you edit
consultants.
an
I mean,
experience profile, yes, just go into your profile and edit it. Let's go into your profile and edit it. You can edit it and add your new IELTS.
no, this person has a question. I'll pin so that the I think so that the it's better we take the questions as how do I put it now so that we don't have conflicting responses.
Okay,
This person is
so
asking, yeah, if you don't have a sponsor, you don't have work permits, you don't and you want to migrate to Canada, how do you go about it?
express entry does not need a sponsor, does not need work permits. You need to have education. You need to have IELTS and you need to have WES. WES is just proof that your education is equivalent to Canadian education. Once you have that, you create a profile and be in the pool. If your score is not high enough, then there are something we're going to get there, right? Things you do to improve your score. Let's just answer it
Yes,
now.
let's take. I'm going to stop taking our questions for now, so that I read the question I have for her. Then we'll continue
Yeah,
with our
yeah. Let's take
questions.
your own questions.
Let's
Yeah.
do it that way. So, I think she has highlighted the steps involved, but I don't know if there's a way we can maybe do it like maybe bullet point kind of thing. So you create a profile, you submit your interest, you get. So what happens when I create a profile and submit my interest? Then till I get ITA, like the just bullet like that.
Tell you what your CRS score. CRS means cumulative ranking score. So if your
Mhm.
CRS, for example, is 500, which is a decent CRS,
Mhm.
500, you have to wait till the cutoff is 500 or below 500, and you get invited to apply. But if your score is like 360 or 380, you know your chances are very low. So you have to do something about it. It's at that point that I would advise you to go and start learning French, because if you write French exam, it can add up to 100 points or even 100 and something. I've seen people's scores really jump because you now have points for bilingualism and you have points for having French on your profile. So it will go up. But it's not like it as somebody who have 300 and something if maybe they're too old or I don't know, their age. Most people will be in the 400 and something category. But if you're able to get to 500, you have a very good chance because that's what the last year, the last cutoff was 520 something. Yeah.
Yeah. So for language tests, could you please clarify, like if myself and my husband were trying to apply for express entry, do both of us write the English, the IELTS, or only one person? Because I know there is principal applicant and there is maybe the
Yes.
dependent or something.
So
So if I'm applying as a couple, am I going to write I'm going to write my husband right? Or please clarify for us.
it improves your CRS. So let's
Both of us right.
assume we are single. This is just an assumption. There's more facts to this. If you are single, the maximum you can probably get is 150, right? And you strive for the most of that 150. But if you are married or your spouse is accompanying you, maybe the most you can get by yourself is now 40. That remaining 10 points, you can only get it if your spouse writes their own. You get. So they kind of give the principal applicant the most points to
Okay.
attain, but there are some
Okay.
extra points if your spouse writes and evaluates their education.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it
So
depends on how what your need is. If you are both in your 20s and only one spouse is able to attain all the points needed, then the other spouse can relax. But if you do your calculation and you see that 10 points here, 15 points there, 10 points here is outstanding because you've not written your own, you advise the other person to write. So the best opportunity comes when both of you write, both of you
and
evaluate your
both
education,
of them
both of
also do
you,
the ECA. Both of them also do the ECA, right?
yes, both of them do the ECA. Then
And both of them.
sometimes, funny enough, sometimes you're allowed, it's actually allowed for the spouse to have a profile, for the husband to have a profile, and the wife to have a profile because you don't know who's going to get ITA first or who's going to get PMP. Somebody might just be luckier. So I always advise couples to both have profiles and list the other person as accompanying so that you spread your chances of getting invited.
We would answer our question when we are done with our own questions, please, so that there is orderliness. When we are done with our question, I will check the question from the top. So I'll do it as you drop your question so that there is no, Nurseofela did not read my question. As you drop, I will go there and I will read them and I will answer. But first, we are going to answer the question that I have for her today. Then are there ways that people can really boost their score in the express entry pool? Are there ways that I can,
The only,
upscale
the
my
only,
score?
the only three things that are within your control, I believe that within your control is your language tests, your work experience, and your education. You can't really control your age.
Mm,
Yeah, so if you're able to add, you have a bachelor's now, you're able to add a master's, it will give you more points. If you write IELTS and your band is 7, the highest band is 9. So if you're able to rewrite it and get a 9, that's wonderful. Then French language, that will give you two languages. If you are able
mm,
to learn French, or maybe you already have some elementary French, improve it
mhm,
to intermediate level, write
mhm,
the TEF exam. That would also take your score higher. I think those are
mm.
the three things I really do.
Okay, so if I have opened my express entry pool, say last year, and then this year I
Mhm.
thought to write IELTS, so do I go into my profile to edit to now
Yeah, you edit
re-add
your profile. Yeah,
new?
you can edit your profile.
Oh, and I did my profile. Okay.
Your
Okay.
profile expires every 2 years. Or is it every year? Every 2 years. If it expires, you just open a new one.
Okay, so if I create a profile in 2022, by 2024 it's going to expire if I'm
Yeah,
not called. If
yeah,
I don't have a
yeah,
PR
yeah.
yet.
You have to create a new
I have to
profile.
create a new profile
Even the
afterwards.
IELTS expires.
Yeah, in 2 years. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to bring. Okay, so the visa. I think we've spoken about visitors visa. So I might not. So then I was going to ask that what are some of the myths or miscommunications that people have about visitors visa? Because I know that yes, TEF, yes. So the TEF exam.
Um,
For this one.
Miscommunication about visitor visa. They see it as a migrant visa or a permanent visa. It's just a 6 month stay. It allows
Mm,
you 6 months, and it doesn't allow you to work. It doesn't allow you to go to school. So if you come in on a visitor visa, you're truly here to visit, to play, and see your friends. If you want to do anything more than that, you have to switch to another category, either to work, to study, or PR, if possible, or sponsorship. Maybe you come in, your husband to be is here, and you're on a visitor visa, then he can sponsor you an inland applicant. That's another way.
mhm. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to take some questions and then we'll go back to my own question. I think I still have a few left. For the AHS people, please, we already did a YouTube live last week, Friday, I think, and we spoke about AHS. All AHS questions, at least most, we have answered. I want to beg you, if you know your questions about AHS, go and rewatch that video. Please, I beg us. Today, we are doing express entry. If you have questions on express entry, if your question is about AHS, please except the question is now linked with express entry, please, I beg us, so that when anybody is not stressed. If I get license with Kana and come over and visit, is it because to find nurse job with Kana, I can get easily. What I'll tell you is if you are coming as a visitor to look for a nursing job, prepare your mind. It's not easy. Even people in Canada that are permanent residents are struggling to get jobs. Recently, I don't know what's happening with nursing jobs, especially in Alberta. It's really tough. So if you're coming as a visitor, then yours might be times two tough. So if you know you're coming as a permanent resident, yes, But if you're coming as a visitor, prepare your mind. It's not going to be easy, and you have to go the extra step to get a job, like going to submit your resume in person, not even applying online anymore, because I don't know what is happening. I've got a lot of DMs about that. So that's what I would say. Can I update your profile? Yes, we've answered that. Will AHS? Yes. For AHS people, please go and watch that AHS video. I'm not going to answer AHS question today. We have answered this question last week. Please, at Rashmi, there is an AHS video that I did. It's fresh on my channel. If you check on that live, it's just last Friday. Please kindly watch that video so that we're not wasting time. Thank you. How can I secure jobs from India? She already answered that before. Just apply and apply and apply. But I will advise you that don't just apply for a job, because I don't know, most LMIA jobs are not easy to come by. You want to say something, ma?
Jobbank.canada.gc. Let me see. Jobbank.gc.ca.
Okay, let me put it
Let me
here.
just confirm that link.
Okay, you can confirm the link and then put it. So she's going to put a link where you can search for jobs. She's going to put the link in the comment section once she confirms. If you are joining or you have joined and you've not liked this video, please kindly like the video so that YouTube can show this video to more nurses, more doctors, because express entry is for everybody, to everybody looking to migrate to Canada. Thank you so much. So let me see. Oh, we've answered this. I'm already in Canada with Spousal. Can I still apply for express entry? Spousal
Yes,
support.
you can. You don't need it. You can
But
apply.
this spousal support,
Your spouse brought you to Canada.
so yeah.
If he brought you to Canada, then you're already in an application already. He's going to sponsor you. He's going to sponsor you to become a PR. So if you apply for express entry, you also become a PR. Except if you're trying to leave your spouse, there's no point.
Except that, because I also came in via my partner sponsoring me, and I did not apply for any express entry. Today I'm a Canadian citizen, so maybe there's another thing. Maybe there's another clause to it that we don't know. We have answered this question, and Johnny, let me see if you could please catch a replay on this live session, or I can quickly give you a brief. Get your ECA, get your IELTS language core. Those are the two basic things you will need to create a profile, and go to canada.ca. You will see options there, and then you click on express entry and you can begin your journey. Or you can also watch this video again so that you have more context.
She wants to know what are the requirements. There are many requirements. So proof of fund, police clearance, birth certificate, passport, so many things. But go on canada.ca, immigrate, express entry, and read so that you will see all the full information.
So she just answered this question. Yes, you require proof of fund for EE. She has answered the question before now. You can check, and she just answered
it. Proof of fund.
If I hear license about Canada in India, I will come to Canada and visit. Would AHS give me job with LMIA? AHS will not give you job like that with LMIA. You have to register for the international nursing and whatever you call it. I think it's international talents or whatever they call it. You have to first register for that program. So I will say go and watch my video. I already explained how to do that one. If you know you want to be attached to AHS and get sponsored into Canada by AHS, you need to go and watch that video. You need to click the link. You need to apply. You cannot just appear in Canada and say you want AHS to give you LMIA job. No, it doesn't work that way. If you want AHS to sponsor you from Nigeria, they will be involved in your journey from the start. Not that you get into Canada and say, AHS, I'm in Canada, give me an LMIA job. No, nobody will even see you actually. So it is best to go through the journey. And the journey is that go to my channel. I already made like 3 videos on these AHS. Please, you people should not let me talk. Go and watch it so that we can all be happy. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I've answered your question, Paja. What French language test can I think she said TEF.
TEF. I am married. My hubby is waiting for his PGWP. We have IELTS. I also have a job in my NOC and 6 months in my job. I'm in Alberta. How can my boss help me get more points? If you want to do express entry, then do you have a BSc degree? Do you have a master's or an OND or HND? Those are some of the things that you need. You need a degree of some kind of post-secondary education. Your job in Alberta will not give you points. It says you've done 1 year. So need more time on that job.
So this is the job link. If you want to try to get a job from outside of Canada, that may give you LMIA. So jobbank.gc.ca is a place to go to. Yes, the video will be on my channel forever until I choose to delete it, which I will not delete. I don't have any point to delete it because I want as many people, excuse me, I want as many people to find this video as possible so that everybody can migrate to Canada if they choose to. Using student routes, how can one switch to PR?
After you've gotten your degree, if you study for 2 years, you get a 3-year work permit. You have to find a job. You have to work for a year. After working for a year, you can apply for express entry through a class called Canadian Experience Class (CEC). If everything checks out, like you have all the things you need to have in terms of other things like proof of fund. No, you don't need proof of fund if you are doing CEC actually. You just need to pass your medical exam, pass other things, submit your submit your police clearance for everywhere you've lived above 18 years old. Just submit all the documents you need to submit. By the virtue of the fact that you were educated in Canada, you're in the CEC pool, you get invited to apply as well, and then you get PR through that means.
Okay,
How
so
long?
before this can apply for the PR, they'll need to work in Canada for 1 year. That's after they are
Yes, 1 year
using the P.
experience.
Okay.
Yes. How long does this pool last? I studied French. I'm about to write my alternative. The pool lasts as long as it needs to last. It doesn't expire. I mean, the pool is something that is always there. But you having a profile, the profile lasts for 2 years before you have to recreate a new profile. Go ahead and write your IELTS. Go ahead and do your TEF. Make sure you get the highest possible scores that you can get. Then also, you need to evaluate your education. ECA, Education Credential Assessment, is those two things that may or may not give you an invitation to apply.
Okay. What are the best? I've said this before now, please. For RN only, use ICAS or ICES. RNRM, ICAS or ICES.
Right
BSc
for them,
is WEX.
SCAS or ICES.
Yes, thank you. So that's it. For RNRM, use that. For BSc, use WES. Okay, let me see if I have my other question here. Yes, so can we touch base quickly on the new immigration news? There is something about student visa, and then you cannot get UP. So I want us to touch base on that.
Okay, so it was two parts. First of all, PGWP is only for those who will only be given to those who went to from September, not now. Like
Yeah,
I
from
think they
September.
did that from September. Those who went to BSc, BM, MS masters programs and PhD
Mhm,
programs.
mhm.
Um, yeah.
Okay, so those are the people that will get the
And it's
PG.
valid for 3 years. It's valid for 3 years or more. Then being able to bring your spouse on a spousal open work permit or your
Mhm,
children. You also need
mhm.
to be doing. You need to also be in a master's or PhD
Program.
program.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you are coming for the undergraduate program,
You
that's
know that you're coming as a single person. You're
mhm,
not going to be able to bring any family member with you. And
with
there's
you.
something else that we need now to submit a student visa application. It's called provincial attestation letter. And
Mhm,
right now we have no clear instruction on how to get it
that.
because the provinces are kind of they're in the state of just formulating or
Mhm.
adapting to this new federal
New,
government policy.
yeah.
So for now, I'm not submitting any new student visa applications. They were given till March to come up with their own policies. The provinces come up with their own policies. And for example, Alberta now, if I wanted to apply to a student that's going to school in Alberta, I will need to
Mhm.
get a provincial attestation letter for that student if that student is studying below a master's level.
Okay.
But if
So
you are
is
studying
this
for master's or
from
PhD, you
September?
don't need. Sorry,
Is this also from September?
from
This one
September.
also.
Yeah.
So if I'm
No,
coming to
actually, we can't say that it's from September. It's actually from now. Like
okay.
because the provinces have not yet released it, we are putting a
Mhm.
hold on submitting new ones.
I see. So if I'm coming, once they release it, if I'm coming as an undergraduate student, I must get an attestation letter from the province before it can be approved. My
I think part
student
of the
visa.
reason is because the international students were overwhelming one particular or two particular provinces because they were
Mm.
known to have affordable tuition. And not only
Yeah.
were they overwhelming them, they were not actually going to the programs. For example, you get admitted for certificates in maybe business administration, and you arrive in Canada and you get lost, or you leave the province, you go to another province, you don't go to school. So people were just abusing the system, and that's why they put all these new checks and balances in place. Currently on my PhD program, my age is about one. Can I get a job for mature people?
Is it possible to come to Canada to write NCLEX? Yes, you can come and write NCLEX on a visitor visa, and you can search for a job when you have passed and getting the license of the province. Before you can get a job as a nurse in Canada, you need a license of one of the 10 provinces in Canada. And if you are able to set a job and get a job that is able to give you the sponsorship or the LMIA document, all the best. But know that it's not going to be an easy task. That's the only thing. Nurtured people.
What is your age? Tell us your age.
Josephine, if you can tell us your age, please put it in the chat so that she can answer your questions properly.
As long as you're below 55, you can get a job. What is the retirement age in Canada? Is it 55 or 60?
I don't even know. But I don't think it's 60 because my manager was celebrating her 60th birthday at work. Which day was that?
You still working?
So, I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
65.
Maybe.
As long as you're below 65, you can work.
And AHS applicants, you are going to be assigned to immigration consultants. So they are the ones that will search your immigrations. I can't tell if they have any special this thing to choose in the pool, but you are going to be assigned to. Please watch my Ghanaians. Please watch my YouTube video where I've explained all this. There is a YouTube video on my channel right now. When you finish, you can click on it. All the information you need about it, because I brought one of their beneficiary that is already working in Canada to that same channel, to that same live show, so she has explained a lot about this. So I think you should watch this. Is IKES valid for RN? Yes, it is valid. It is valid, please. Yes, it is valid. Where's my brother now? Anyways, okay. So I think I am actually. Do we still have questions? I think I have run out of my own question at my end. If you still have question, please drop it. We're asking you to put your age so that she can answer your questions properly, sir.
Josephine is a woman.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. So please put your age there so that what type of West? Is there a type of West?
Yeah, there are
I
two
don't know.
types of work. There's
Oh, okay.
academic or immigration. It will tell you, are you using it for immigration or using it for academic?
Oh, academic.
This
Okay.
is the immigration one.
Okay. Josie Busai, did you get your question? So Josephine says she's 58.
IRCC West. IRCC West. Yeah, at 58, you can still get a job. Your chances of getting what you desire might be slimmer because most employers prefer people that are middle aged and younger. But that doesn't mean you can't get a job. You can get a job. You just have to interview very well.
I think they are all just what I would say is that they are all just evaluation body. So it depends on which one you want to choose. I don't think there is any difference, or maybe it affects your application. They're just evaluate. Just like if I have or do you have something to add, consultant?
Dorcas, is it Dorcas' question or whose question?
No,
Oh,
Kioma
okay.
Jennifer. Between
Okay, so
ICAS.
ICAS, IQAS is an Alberta run body. So if you were coming to Alberta, that's the best for you to go with. But I won't say that if you're not coming to Alberta, you shouldn't use it. You can still use it. But I know that people that are coming to Alberta like ICAS because the employers here respect ICAS. So that's just a
Oh,
difference.
okay. That's a very good tip. Thank you so much. So we have answered this question. We have answered this question before, Dorcas. I don't know if the consultant still want
Yeah,
to graciously say.
tell your spouse to do it this year because you get more points if he does it. If you don't want to get more points, then you can ignore it.
I'm a master's of nursing and completed ICAS. Can I get admission in PhD on my master's
Yes, you
basis?
can get admission to PhD. Let me tell you one advice about getting admission to PhD level. You need to know the kind of research you want to do. You need to
Mhm.
find somebody in that school who is already doing something similar. You need to send them an email, explain yourself very well. I would like to do research with you. Send it to multiple people in multiple schools that are doing
Mm.
similar research so that you can get admission.
Mm.
That's for Rashmi.
Yes, Rashmi. If I come as visitor, if I, is there also some skills like making of hair, makeup? You will not finish me.
Yes, you can do those things. It's it's not as if you are working. You're not supposed to work, but if you do them under the table, nobody. I can't say. I can't advise you not to, but
Exactly. Exactly. She's a consultant. Please. What should we
I
care
can't
about?
advise you not to. That's on your own discretion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay. So do we still have further questions? If you have further questions, please drop them so that I can pin them and we can
Rashmi, do you
respond.
understand what I said about PhD application?
I don't think there's any question I've omitted. I'm trying to see
Yeah, let me go
if
back
there
home.
is. How would be what's this? How would be fees? What is this? What is this? How would be fees? We don't get the question.
Don't know the fees for PhD. Just go to the school and check the website. Most PhD programs, if they are able to accept you, they would fund you. Which of the evaluation bodies is the cheapest? I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know too. I don't know
You
too.
have to go to the website.
I'll just say
I think
maybe find out.
West is 248
Hmm.
and ICAS should be less than that.
Does anybody have an idea of the educational verification body, which is the cheapest? If you have an idea, please put it in the comment section so that I can pin the
Yes, you can
comment.
rewrite. You can rewrite it as many times as you need to.
Yes, you can rewrite. Yeah.
I have 6 months experience as an RN in New Zealand. I've applied to
We are not
AHS.
doing AHS today, huh? We have answered this question on my channel on the live chat that I have last week. If you can please watch the live chat, we have answered a lot of questions on that. Like, well, I was there for 2 hours.
I'm not really very cognizant about the AHS program. I'm going to go learn more
Oh
about
yes,
it.
for nurses, they
But
are bringing nurses free from Nigeria, fully
yes,
sponsored.
and I'm thinking to myself that 6 months is so small, right? Or is 6 months enough?
What I usually advise is anything within 1 year is fine. You just have to be able to sell yourself properly. If you're able to sell yourself properly, you should be able to get your AHS. You're able to sell yourself properly because within that 6 months, you can have a lot of experience. Like I mean, hands-on skills experience, because that's what we need in nursing. We need that hands-on skill experience. So if you're able to really sell yourself properly with your hands-on skill experience, then yes, you can have very good
Okay.
job. And of course, pray. I usually would tell
Even
people pray
if
because
you don't have
yes,
up to 1 year.
yes,
Okay.
you have 1 year still put in for it, and there are spaces there for them for that they were asking for you to tell them more about you. They want to know. They'll say, is there any other information? So in that kind of spot, I've advised that people put in their skills there, like let them know what you can do in your
Yeah.
various specialty. If you have delivered 150 babies as a midwife, that is the right spot to put it. Because even if you are 6 months old and you are able to take deliveries and all that, then you're telling HS that you are open to their site that are L&D, and they'll take you to the L&D department. So I think it's just about selling yourself properly.
Okay. Let me answer one question I just missed. She said
Okay.
about the job in Nova Scotia, they said they can't give me an official document regarding the employment because they are not registered. I think
I
you
can't
forget
find
about
it.
it.
Let me see. Okay,
Okay,
this is
okay,
it.
Oma Jennifer. If they cannot give
Mm-hmm.
you a job offer, then they're not legit.
Mm-hmm.
They should just give
Jennifer,
you a
did you
job
get
offer.
that? Mm.
A legit company or business should be able to give you a job offer that they can stand behind so that you can use it to immigrate into Canada.
Mm.
The job is still available if you get in. Then come in if you want to come in as a visitor. If you trust them and you want to come in as a visitor, come in and collect the job offer and go to the border and flagpole for a work permit. If you think you want to do that, you can try that.
We have
Come in as a
answered this
visitor.
question severally. Abimbola, we have answered the requirements. So I would advise that you, because we've answered like 3 times on this show, I
I'm
would
trying,
I would
trying to get
suggest.
the link. There's a link I wanted to get, requirements for
Okay. Okay, she's
minimum
gonna put a
requirement
link where she gets it so that we can all check it out.
for express entry.
Well, I don't know if I didn't write my IELTS in Nigeria. I wrote it in
All
Canada,
right,
so I
all
don't
right,
know much about the
Nigeria.
center.
Go to British Council. Is it British Council? Yeah, British Council. It's not allowing me to post a link.
Oh, really? Did you copy and
Is it?
paste?
Yeah.
Or maybe you
Okay,
can
let me
say,
try.
maybe send it to me on WhatsApp. I can go and copy it on YouTube.
Okay, okay.
Where's on because my evaluation has expired, but I just want to have my report ready at hand. Do you know if Wes will allow me to just pay any address like my address? Well, I would say you should contact Wes. I'm not sure about this question. I would say you should contact their customer support, call them, email to really get answer for this. If you have RN only and you want to apply for AHS, that's a gamble. If you because they prefer people with bachelors, but if you are willing to gamble and pray along and trust God, then by all means. But you have to have a strong backing, like a God's kind of backing to get it as RN only. They are looking for bachelors. Or if you mean, then yes, consultant, please. For people that have RN only, because RN only is like equivalent to diploma, like when you do OND. What are their chances if they apply for express entry, knowing that they might not get
They might
very
not
good
get enough.
points
They
in
might
their
not get
education?
enough. They might not get enough points, but there are other things that can make up for it. If they've had
Okay,
like 6 years of work experience,
if
it
they
will make
have
up for it. They
what,
have 6 years of
6 years?
work experience more.
Okay,
They have like
okay.
the more they get work experience for them. I don't want to use the number six. They have a long like
Mm-hmm,
3, 4, 5, 6 and more.
mm-hmm,
Get more
mm-hmm,
points. They improve
mm-hmm,
on their English. They improve on their French. However,
mm-hmm.
OND alone, they will not have enough points by itself. But if they improve other things.
Develop other things, then they can apply. Okay, thank you so much.
What is that thing about Alison Jones? Alison Jones is legit. They're in Alberta here, right?
Yes, yes. They are what well, I don't know if it's okay to say this here, but I'll try to because when I got to know Alison Jones, maybe when I started my channel, what I know was that they bring people in, like immigrants in to work. Nobody told me about money attached. So recently when I forward their link to people to apply, they now ask them to bring is it 7,900 or 6,900 to pay for the
Yes.
job. I think LMIA document or whatever it is. So that then they come back to me and say, Nurseofela, I say, I'm not sure. That will be at your discretion. But the company is legit. But paying them will be at your discretion. I don't know about the money they charge, but I know that yes, the company is legit. I've heard a lot of testimony about them. Val, my in-laws friend was talking about them. Anderson Jones, no. What is this? It's not nothing. I mean, but I don't want to raise this officer. I'll just go through. Okay, I don't know if they are not able to give you
Go and
work permit.
Go and write IELTS. Go and do your ECA and try EE. Can midwives with BSc
Please,
allow to?
please kindly go and watch the video. I beg us. I did live last week and I was making noise that everybody come to the live show. If you are for AHS, go and watch that replay. I beg you in God's name. Don't ask me about AHS question again on this live. I just want to beg us. Please, I was there for 2 hours of my life. So please go and watch that video again. I beg us.
RN, registered nurse, registered midwife, diploma in anesthesia. Can I apply? I think you should be doing the AHS thing right now.
No, no, no. I'm not doing AHS. I have done it
I mean,
last week.
that
Go and
is a
watch.
Richard. That is a Richard. Should go and learn about that AHS.
Yes, Richard, please watch the video. It's on my channel. It's there. Just play it and be doing whatever you want to do. And the information is there. Or I already put all the information you will need. Please, I beg us, please. And in any case you want to really talk to Nurseofela, I want to talk. If you go to my channel, you will see a place where you can book a one-on-one consultation with me, and then we can talk about your question. But I'm not going to talk about HS again today. If you're not able to watch the video, you can book a call with me. The link is in my YouTube, whatever. You will see that, or you come to my Instagram, I'll give you the link, and then you can book a call with me.
That's the reason why your offer isn't eligible, Mr. Tosin or Ms. Tosin. If you're listening to 6.5, you need 7.
Okay, so the the website can tell me about my eligibility right on the spot.
Oh yeah, it can tell you what you need. You need. I tried to send the link to you on WhatsApp. Check WhatsApp.
Okay, let me see if I'm able to post it.
If you're able to post it, I can't post it. It's
Yes,
kept
I'll be
telling me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post a direct link. I'm going to go to YouTube because I can't post it from here, but I'll go to my YouTube on my phone and I'll post the direct link for us to go through. So, Mr. Tosin, did you get that? I have a diploma. Okay.
Yeah, you choose 2 or more degrees with West. So that IELTS, Okoyemi, you have to do listening, speaking, reading, writing. And let me just get you what is called for CLB7 is CLB7 IELTS. So CLB7 says you get six and above and everything. Okay, okay. I know what is going on. That other person that said he got 6.5, that
Where
is a
is it?
CLB.
Let me pin it. Where is it so I can pin it? Did you
Tosin
answer
too.
the question already? Is she the berry?
Chidebere, yeah, that's 2 or more degrees. I said it.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to evaluate all your degrees. All you need to evaluate is just the BSc, the highest one.
I don't know. I don't know what Koyemi is saying. Did you remember that conversation? She said you wanted to tell us about IoT.
IELTS was. I think I've already answered it. I just said CLB7 is the minimum you need to get, and overall band six.
CLB7 is the minimum you need to get, Sarah.
Yeah, so I think that if you have band 6, it's still CLB7. It's confusing. I just checked it on the internet now. CLB7 is 6666 and everything. But let me tell you, that's not going to give you an ITA. It's still too low. It's the minimum you need to get to, but people are struggling now with even 8 and 9.
So
CLB10.
Cynthia Mokoyemi, can you see what Cynthia said? I pinned a comment.
Let me see if this one will go. Help me post this.
Okay.
I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
Okay. I have posted this link. Everybody you can copy it if you're on the live
That's
with
the
your phone.
comment for IELTS is there.
Okay, let me check it. So you can check that link and then let me post this one. Copy. Please like this video. We've not liked the video because it's showing me limited likes and we have over 100 people in the studio and we have 50 likes. Please like the video. I've posted the other link again. Thank you, Cynthia. I've done the video with wisdom. Please watch it. AHS people, watch it. If you have question on express entry, you can still drop your question. We still have some time. It's almost 1 p.m. though, but you can still drop your question. I don't want us to be taking too long on live chat so that everybody can. We have spoken about this, Mrs. Shola or Miss. I don't want to assume anything. So we have spoken about this, and I just dropped a link from the consultant. You can go to that link. CLB7 is the minimum. You can check that out. I graduated 2022 from
There's
medical.
one link I need to share CRS calculator. Some people
Okay.
can calculate their CRS.
Okay, you can send it to me as well.
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
I graduated 2022 from medical college. Can I apply for Canada Express Entry or go to student? You can apply for Canada Express Entry.
What did she study? Medical college can be anything. Did you get a medical degree? I am MBBS.
Okay, Miss Pinkett, did you get an MBBS? Miss Pinkett, are you there? Marriage or marital status? Marriage or marital status, if it is, I don't understand the question. Please.
Let me see. Maria. She's saying that if she's divorced, that is it a negative? No, just be single. Just apply as single.
Oh, single. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that you're divorced.
I have done West and I've gotten my IELTS General 7.5. Please, how do I go about the EE entry? Because I tried to check my FSW division and the site said I don't meet the eligibility.
Okay. So there's another thing I need to explain.
Okay.
It's called let me get to 67 points. It's FSW 67 points calculator. So this calculator takes into cognizance your work experience, your education, your English skills, and your age. Based on these four, and adaptability, and if you have an employment in Canada or not, you have to have 67 points to to qualify. If you don't have up to 67 points, you can't come through express entry. So that's
Hmm.
why the the most likely reason is because either your age is too high, or your English skills are too low, or you don't have a bachelor's degree. Like, I don't know how to say it in English. It's a mix of different things. But I feel that if you are able to surmount the age and the IELTS, you should qualify. Let me give you another link to calculate your FSW points.
I'm loving this conversation. I'm actually going to reward this myself because it's a lot right now. And then when I reward, you can take down the links, you can, read more about some things. I
So
feel that's how
you
information.
let me share the last two links. One
Yes,
is
I
to
will.
calculate their CRS, one is to calculate their 67 points calculator. If they're
Okay.
able to
So I'm going to
check for
share
this.
another link again now. Can the IELTS score be updated in the EU profile? Yes, you can edit. We have answered this question. You can edit. Yes, you can edit. It is general, please. General. This person asked the question that I think is interesting. New Zealand
Yes.
citizen, will I still need to write IELTS?
Oh yeah, everybody writes IELTS. Yes, even Americans write it. British people write it. You are in Ontario with open work permit. What's the best rate for you? Find a job and work with your open work permit. After you worked for a year, apply for PR. Can you get a study permit changed to an open work permit or PR with a valid nursing offer? Can you get a study permit changed to open work permit? You want to stop being a student, you want to become an open you want to become a worker. Yes, you can change to open work. You might not be able to change to open work permit. You'll be able to change if you don't finish, like if you don't graduate, you can't change to open work permit. You're not qualified. But you can change to closed work permit with LMIA. So if your offer comes as an LMIA, if it's an LMIA job offer, you can go to the border and apply. But there's no guarantee that you get it. It's not automatic. You know what I mean? So I would advise you to finish your studies, get a PGWP. That is an open work permit. At that point, you would have done the right thing.
Mm. So remember this person, a consultant, Miss Pinkett, she said she has BSc medicine and surgery.
Surgery. She also has postgraduate degree in obstetrics and gynecology from Ukraine. Then
So
do
her
express
former
entry.
question was, yeah, express
Well,
entry.
I'm trying to remember a former question. Let me go back to a
Her
former
question was that
question.
she should apply for express entry or study route.
Do express entry. You already graduated. You already have a master's. So why do you want to go
Yeah.
and study again? What else do you want to study? If you still want to study maybe a PhD, yes. But if you're not trying to study a PhD, then go and do express entry.
Express entry. What is this RTIN route? What is RTIN?
If you're trying to register nurse and training, is there anything like that?
No. And there are students, we have graduate nurses, but you have to be in Canada. You can't do that from Nigeria. You have to be in Canada to apply as a graduate nurse. Can a master's in public health be used by a nurse for educational assessment? Must it be MSc in nursing? No, it mustn't be MSc in nursing. No.
Public health is okay.
So I think we have answered, or do we have any more questions so that we can start
Some
preparing
of them
to?
will be used by a nurse for education assessment. Yeah, you can use your public health degree.
Esther Oluwadamilola, what do you mean by art for nurses too? What do you mean by art for nurses too? Esther Oluwadamilola, I don't get that your question.
As
So
for a nurse too.
if you can refrain, or I don't know what you, maybe you're responding to another question.
Yeah, perhaps she's trying to respond to somebody else. Yes, you can update your IELTS score. Sure, do you? Chidebere said, Chidebere said she's about to do a Canadian CV. What should she put in her CV to make it job ready? First of all, you have to have a highlight of your qualifications and your skills. Don't need to put anything like your age or date of birth. Leave that out. And all your experiences, arrange them according to the most recent first. And
Mhm,
your
mhm.
education should come last. And make sure it's one page. At this stage, just make sure you can put everything on one page.
Oh, okay. Do we have any more question? I think the very question has to be the last one I have. Do I have any other question people have been asking me? Because it's not every time I get to talk to a consultant, so I want to maximize today. I don't.
But
I try
what
to.
is your age? If your age is above 45, you're likely not going to qualify for FSW. I
Where
just
is the
saw,
question?
I just
Did you
saw a
see that
show.
question?
I tried to check the site. It said I don't meet the eligibility. Yeah.
I can't find the question. Okay,
Even
maybe
about
this.
Ulu is
Maybe
on
this.
top. Yeah, you found it.
Okay.
IELTS is good and everything, but the only thing I can say is probably the age thing.
Mm.
Mm.
FSW is a federal skilled work permit, federal skilled workers, right?
Yes, federal skilled worker.
People
It's
apply for that.
basically it's a type of express entry.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's under express entry there's Canadian experience class,
Mm-hmm.
FSW and FST. Federal
Oh,
skilled trade for like plumbers and hairdressers and worker and
oh, I see. So for people that are plumbers and to trade, if they want to do express entry, they have to choose that FST.
FST, yes.
Oh, okay.
So for education you get some points. For English you get some points. For experience, work experience, you get maximum of 15 points, and age you get maximum of 12 points. Then adaptability, if you have a spouse or if a job offer in Canada or
Oh, I think this is what this person means. Rural and
mm,
northern immigration path. So what was your question before? Adiola, what was your question on this pathway? Or what can one go about the rural and northern immigration pilot?
that one, don't you need a job offer? I think it's one of those ones that you also need a RNIP. You need a job offer, so
Oh, okay.
there's probably a list of employers. So let me go to. Do we have it? We have it in our rural and nothing. Do we have it in our brother? Let me see. I think we do. Okay, so these are the things that you need to have the role to be eligible for the pilots. Have work experience or graduated from a school, meet the education requirements, meet the language requirements, prove that you have enough money, live in that rural community, and have temporary residence status. You have to be here. You have
You
to be
have
in
to be
Canada.
here. Here the So, but do you think if somebody comes as a visitor, can they apply for this program?
Yeah, that means they can apply for this program. But let me just check this graduation to be sure that it's not compulsory for it to be international students who graduated. It's not for people that did not go to school here.
You have to go to school here.
Based on what I'm saying here is saying you are exempt from the work experience criteria if you are an international student who graduated from a post-secondary program that is 2 years longer, blah 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 blah. Receive the credential no more than 18 months before your application were in the community or a master's student. So Okay, it's not compulsory for the work experience to be from Canada,
Okay.
but at the time you're applying, you must be in Canada, temporary resident status.
Okay, then visitors can apply for this one. Then we are not an immigration pilot. Have we all liked the video? I don't think there's any further question in my studio. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have
You
any
need
question.
1 year's work experience. The hours can be gotten from inside or outside Canada.
I have West report which I use for my MSc in nursing, and the report showed equivalent to Canadian masters. And I also have IT general. I'm 30. I was denied entry. EE. What do I do?
Denied entry. You can't be denied entry. What I know is that her West is probably not the right West because the
Mm-hmm.
West you use for your education is not the same West you use for immigration.
For your immigration.
Log into West and ask them for send them an email. Tell them that you want the West for immigration. Get that one first.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can enter the pool.
Enter the pool.
Your IELTS. How does PMP work? When you have a valid profile, you get an expression of interest from the province. There are some provinces that you have to apply to directly, and there are some that just have to see your profile in the pool and invite you. Like Alberta, you can apply directly.
You
So when
can't
they
apply
ask
that.
you, when they ask you that what province are you interested in going to, that's the golden question. You just sometimes click all the provinces or click the ones that you're interested in. Those are the
Mhm.
ones that can invite you to apply.
You're welcome, Mrs. Oyeniro or Miss Oyeniro. I have gotten my
Granted not permitting AHS, I mean Nigerian can I apply to another province as a caregiver? How do I advise them? If you've already gotten something related to better, why do you want to go to another province again? I don't understand.
for AHS people, you are going to be assigned to immigration consultants. Then they will sort out you're going to come. If it's AHS pilot program, oh, they are the ones that will do everything for you. You don't need to stress yourself to go and be. You have to wait for them to start the immigration process. Can you please check the video we did last week Friday, ma? I beg you. I'm not doing AHS today, please. We're doing express entry. Kindly watch that video we did last week Friday, if that helps, because we answered a lot of questions. So we're not doing AHS today,
Yeah, but you
please.
want to know the cost of everything. Let me tell you the best place to get the cost because everything
So
it depends on unique situation. Go to Naira Land and go and read the thread there. You see people telling their true life stories. That's what I used when I was coming. I know that West is $248. I know that
oh,
IELTS is 90 something thousand naira. So you have to
mm.
you have to do your own research.
So the Naira
Your
Land, just Naira Land on Google, or did they have an app or something?
Nairaland is a website, it's a forum. Just go to the
And yes, I
travel.
know, but I usually just I'm just like, how
Yeah,
do so
Nairaland.
just
Just go to Nairaland. Nairaland.com to take you there. You have to
okay.
have an account.
Then
That's
you can,
okay. Just create an
oh,
account. Go to the
oh okay.
travel
Then you can
section,
search for
the
anything.
Canada entry thread, and
Mm-hmm.
read. You see real life people sharing their real life stories and their
Mm,
problems and how they solve them.
mm,
You see success stories there. Well, wasn't like so this thing is for real, because me, when I was hearing about it, I was hearing different things, but I found myself on Ireland and I saw so much information there. I did everything on my own. Started with IELTS. Started with IELTS. Did my
understand
West.
your question, Esther. I'm not sure I do.
IELTS general applicable to nurses too. That might require further education. If you're going to need education, you need academic. You're going to do immigration, you need general. So you might need to do the two. But I know that for immigration you need to do general. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. So just do the general one.
Okay. Okay, I think we can bring the session to a close. I'm not sure we have any more question in the chat box for us, or do we have any further question in the chat box for us? Because I want the YouTube live to always stay within 1 hour, so that other people that are watching it again will not be so bored. Because honestly, I know, but what I do when I want to watch live shows is that I'm washing my plates, I'm sweeping my house, I'm folding my clothes, be doing something so that you don't get bored. Play it. So anytime you hear anyone that interests you, you can rewind and write that information down. That's what I try to do when I am trying to, on live sessions like this. That's the only way to get it. I used IELTS General with band 7. The reason I gave for denial was that I have to have PMP, Work Permit of Education Canada.
No, that's not true. Probably you're not even doing it yourself. Actually, you're doing it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, you have not yet successfully entered the pool.
Maybe the
You
person
need
is
to
not, is
have,
not doing it themselves.
yeah, you need to have education credential assessment.
Mhm.
That's what you need to have. You need to go to west.org, send your transcripts to them. They will come back and tell you that your education is equivalent to Canadian education. It is with that you enter the pool, not PMP, not work permit, not registration in Canada.
I have
When
to
you
have
enter the
PMP.
when you enter the pool, you have still not become an applicant until you get invitation to apply.
Hmm. Esther Oluwadamilola, I do not get this question. So, I think she answered the question already.
Yeah, I've answered it that she should start with general. The school will accept general, but the immigration will not accept academic.
I don't think we have any further question here, so I think we are good. So, somebody if you are just joining, please you can watch a replay because we've said so many things today.
I think the problem is that you've not yet entered the pool very well. You can send me a message. How can they even contact me? Let me provide my Instagram page.
Yeah, that's true. Please, yes, she's a Canadian immigration consultant. I tagged that on my video. When I finish, I'll go and tag her again. So you can maybe put your page or your
Yes,
website or
DM me.
something.
Wait, would you
You
just
can
you DM me? Let's sort out your profile.
Yes,
Your profile.
Professor Oyebuchi, please DM the consultant so that you can speak. I think you'll need a one-on-one with her than what we can do on this live show. Because I tagged the Andrew on my Instagram when I posted the flyer, but I can retag it again. I can retag it again when we are at Jasmine Immigration. Let me put an Andrew here for us. So this is our Instagram Andrew.
He's still giving me that yawa that has been giving me. I don't know what
What's
you have.
that? You
Limited
can't type something.
links. I think you limited links on your.
Oh, really? I will check then. I will check
Check
because
what
I'm able to post links.
Yeah, you are
Oh, I
able
think I
to.
did. Yes, because people post a lot of things. When I was on live show for YouTube one time, somebody was posting porn sites. So
Hey,
I was like,
God.
people were posting porn sites. I was like, what is this? So I think that was what happened. I had to limit it. So Jasmine Immigration, that is our Andrew. I just dropped it.
Yeah,
You can
send me a
send that.
DM.
She's a Canadian. Don't go and use SOJ like Olufemileye will say. Oh, agent. My agent said this is a Canadian immigration consultant. You can send her a DM. She can work with you. You can work together. Please. And if you want to go to our page directly, if you go to my own page, you will see, because most of you know my page, you will see what is it called there? Ando. My
I
page
really
is
want to
at
get
Ife.
to know why you are saying that you're not eligible. If you have done it yourself
Exactly.
with West and IELTS,
That's
you should have an eligible profile.
So thank you so much. I don't think we have any other question. I think thank you so that other people can find this helpful when they come. But do I also have any? I don't think I have any question on my end. I also want to even go to Liner Land to read. Okay, she put something here for instance. Okay, this is our Instagram. I'm going to drop our Instagram link right now on the chat box so that you can just click and go to our Instagram link straight away. I'm going to drop it on the chat box now.
If you want to do the
I just
student route, contact me. If you want to come through the student route, contact me.
If
I'm
you want
able
to come
to
to the
help you.
student route, yes, contact Jasmine Immigrations. I just put a link on the chat box. Just tap on it and it takes you straight to Instagram to leave her a message if you want to. Somebody dropped it.
Yes, arrive at Brittany. They said they will assign one to you.
You'll be assigned one. The only thing is that when you get to Canada, they have hands up on your matter. So if you want to bring your family, you want to do something for although they cover family to come with you, but just perhaps they were not able to sort your family, they sort only you, then you have to consult immigration consultant to help you if you can help yourself. But usually they try to prioritize their own applicants.
Usually in Canada, they are not usually in the home country. Many of them most of them are in Canada.
Yeah.
Because they have to be PRs or citizens. Don't go to a fake agent. Too. Don't go to an agent. If you go to an agent and
Exactly. What I'm saying, who's a consultant? Do you do consultations first, ma, before? How
yeah,
does
I
it
do
work?
consultations. Yeah, I do 1 hour consultations for a fee.
1 hour consultation
Yeah,
for a fee, yeah. Then you can take it from there with her. So I
yeah. If
usually recommend.
you want me to take over your application, we have a portal that we use. We have
Mhm.
access to our own portal.
Okay, so and everything will be sorted. So I think we're going to call it a day today. Thank you so much, everybody that joined the live show. We had over 100 people joined us today, although it's decreasing out to about 50, but that's okay. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll be back again with another interesting live. Hopefully next week. I hope I'm able to get a guest to come to grace the live show next week. And also, I'm planning with a nurse. All right, take care. Thank you so much, consultant. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming today. So the
Okay.
consultant is leaving the studio, and I'm also going to leave the studio as well. Thank you so much, everybody that joined us today. I'm going to end this live stream now. Ending the
Bye.
live stream. Bye, everybody. Bye, consultant. Thank you, everybody.